friends and closely related relatives. I'm not here to bring strife this Thanksgiving. No! I'm here to bring you tasty flavor. And we're going to do that with Nana's hors d'oeuvres. This is an old family recipe that's been handed down through the ages, and I'm going to teach you how to make it. We grew up using regular meatballs. Today, we're making it with venison meatballs. Stay tuned. Hey everybody, I'm Hodge the Hungry Hunter, welcoming you back to another episode. Today, we are going to be making Nana's hors d'oeuvres. Now, this is a recipe that's been handed down to us from my grandmother, my Nana, and I'm going to be sharing that with you today. I hope you appreciate it. Instead of using regular meatballs, we're going to be using venison meatballs. I'll have all the ingredients listed at the end of the video on screen, so you'll be able to take those down if you're watching it on a regular TV instead of on a computer. On a computer, we'll have everything listed in the description below as well. Before we get started, I need you to take a minute, click that like button down below, and we'll go ahead and get started. So for the ingredients that we'll be using today, we're going to start off with 2 pounds of ground venison. We'll be adding into that some KC butt rub to taste. There'll be a link in the description below if you're interested in getting that through Amazon. You can also use your own favorite rub for the venison if you'd like. We'll also be having 2 packages of skinless hot dogs that we'll be cutting into bite-sized bits, 2 large cans of pineapple chunks and their own juice, 1 cup of ketchup, 1 cup of grape jelly, 1 cup of granulated brown sugar. You can use regular ground sugar if that's what you have. Ideally, granulated brown sugar actually melts in better. 3 tablespoons of vinegar, 3 tablespoons of cornstarch, and then we'll also be adding ground cinnamon, ground ginger, ground nutmeg, and ground clover to taste. Okay, with our venison burger, we're going to go ahead and add in our KC butt rub. Now I've got 2 pounds of venison burger here. I had prepped in 1 pound packages, so I'm going to go ahead and add some to both of the pounds of burger, and then I'm going to mix it all in to get that rub throughout all of the burger. I didn't add a whole lot, as a little will go a long way. Now we're going to go ahead and set our temperature to 350 degrees to preheat the oven. Next, we're going to make our meatballs. We're going to make them pretty much in uniform size. I'll have a couple that might be a little bit larger, but on the most part, we want to make them bite-sized meatballs. Once we have our meatballs ready, we're going to go ahead and put on our KC butt rub. Just give it a light dusting over the top of all the meatballs one more time. That'll be good. Now we'll go ahead and put the meatballs in the oven, and we're going to cook them at 350 degrees for 15 minutes. While that's going, we'll go ahead and get everything else started. With the meatballs done, we'll go ahead and pull them out now, and we're going to set them aside just on the stove top while we continue to get everything else ready. We're going to start by adding just the juice from our cans of pineapple chunks into our saucepan. Now you need to have at least a 5-quart saucepan to do this. We're going to drain the juice out from here. We'll be adding the pineapple chunks later. We'll do that with both cans. Our next step is to add 1 cup of grape jelly. And then we're going to add in 1 cup of ketchup, whatever your favorite brand is. And then we'll go ahead and add in our brown sugar, 1 cup worth. We'll go ahead and get the stove turned on, and we're going to cook this until the jelly dissolves. You may still see chunks of ketchup in there, but that's okay. We want to get the jelly dissolved, and then we're going to add in our other ingredients. Once the jelly has been dissolved, we're going to go ahead and add in a dash of our ground spices. So that'll be our cinnamon, our ginger, nutmeg, and clove into the mix. We'll mix it all up, and then we're going to add in our 3 tablespoons of vinegar. Now we're going to add in our cornstarch. Now before we just toss in cornstarch into our mixture, it would then just clump up. Instead, we're going to add our cornstarch to some cold water, mix it all up, and then we're going to add in a few spoonfuls of our heated sauce into our mixture of cornstarch and cold water. This will warm it up slowly, and then when we add it into our entire mixture, it won't be clumped up and will thicken up the entire sauce. Our next step, we're going to go ahead and layer in our skinless hot dog chunks. We'll add in some of our pineapple chunks, about half of it. And then we're going to go ahead and add in about half of our venison meatballs. With half of each of them in, we'll go ahead and add in the other half of the skinless hot dogs, as well as the pineapple and the rest of the meatballs, and then we'll stir it all up. Now, with everything looking really good and with everything smelling really good, we're going to reduce the heat to a simmer. We're going to cover it and we're just going to let it simmer. Once the hot dogs have plumped up, we're going to take it off of the heat and put it into a cool area such as a refrigerator and let it marinate, and then we'll pull it out the next day and warm it up. It'll be awesome. Hey everybody, I hope you really enjoyed this video. If you would, go ahead and click on the like button and the subscribe button below. And if you want to be notified by email each time I upload a new video, go ahead and click on the little bell icon. In the meantime, I'm Hobbs the Hungry Hunter, urging you, keep cooking. We'll see you next time.